Greetings, this is Dr. Robert, and today on 5-ish Minutes with Dr. Robert, the discussion is going to be about thy will versus my will. Thy will be done is a philosophy that many great souls, including my mentor, the Aghori Vimalananda, endorsed. He always said it's good to live with reality, because if you don't, reality will come to live with you. And that means always say, thy will be done. And I have found that it is good always to say, thy will be done, while at the same time acknowledging that there are certain things that I may feel really need to be done. So how can one bring into alignment the question of what is thy will, meaning the will of providence, of nature, of God, whatever you want to describe, the reality of nature, of the universe that is co-creating our individual realities with us. We are the microcosm, that is the macrocosm. The macrocosm is the thy will, the microcosm is the my will. How can we bring these two into good alignment? In my experience, it's useful to think about the 4 levels of speech that are described in the tantric literature. The first is Vaikari, which is what I'm speaking in right now. That's exterior verbalized speech. It's very easy to use. It's very practical, especially for talking about the details of the physical world. But it can't really transmit deeper wisdom because it is very superficial. And it's also easy to transmit things that are falsehoods because it is simply a manipulation of words. A deeper version of reality is experienced by the speech known as Madhyama, which is spoken from here instead of at the throat, and it's really how you were describing to yourself what you might be wanting to say externally. And so this is closer to reality and closer to an expression of what you really mean, though often our emotions, the heart being the center of the emotional reality, often our emotions distort this and make our perception of reality less accurate. Even more accurate is Pashyanti, and that is spoken from the navel. Para, telepathic speech, is something that we can't even talk about so much because it is something that simply happens. Pashyanti, however, we can talk about. It comes from a Sanskrit root that means to see, and it means visual speech. It means when you see the reality of something, you get a vision of what something looks like. That's Pashyanti. And I find personally the way that I like to work with the universe is I like to sit quietly, allow my mind to become silent, and request that the universe send to me an image of the reality of whatever subject I happen to be thinking about at that moment. And then I can look at that reality and I can ask myself how close that reality aligns with, jibes with the way that I would like for that reality to be. And then if I am trying to communicate with the universe, instead of trying to use words or even emotions, I can try to see a reality that expresses the reality that the universe is projecting towards me and the reality that I would like to see the universe projecting towards me, and try to find some sort of alignment that will allow at least some movement in the direction of what I honestly feel things should be, as being expressed in the context of what the universe is telling me that things really are going to be. And if it's something that's very important, I find that I need to do this on a repeated basis, on a daily basis for many days at a time, so that I can either discover whether in fact I should be thinking at all of trying to change the reality that the universe is projecting, or whether the universe is offering me an opening into which I can, to some degree, project my desire and intention that in a way that the universe will cooperate with it. So This is not a simple thing. It's not so simple as just making a verbal affirmation. I would like things to be like this. It's a visual affirmation, but one that is always attentive to what the universe is saying is potentially possible in a particular context, and then trying to co-create whatever can actually be co-created in a judicious way that is appropriate for both sides, and then hopefully we can all move together in an agreeable fashion. This is Dr. Robert wishing you a very appropriately co-created reality.